Welcome back to another Motodynamic installation video. Today we're going to be tackling the installation of our new and highly anticipated full LED projection headlight for the 2013 and up CBR600RR. This headlight features our proprietary designed 6 low beam LED projectors, 2 high beam LED reflectors, and dual high output LED backside illuminated light bars. As with all our products, this headlight is 100% plug and play, doesn't require any modification whatsoever, and you can easily revert back to stock if desired. We provide a simple all-in-one modular main harness to connect the headlight with option to connect our Intelliflash module. The Intelliflash module is sold separately. What this does is it allows the light bars to remain on as running lights and also flash alongside your existing turn signals. Without the modules, the LED light bars will just turn on. We'll go ahead and walk you through the installation of this later in the video. Our headlights are SAE and DOT approved in all US 50 states. We put it through testing at a photometrics laboratory to ensure proper brightness, color, and focus to ensure your safety on the road. Each headlight beam level has been calibrated for the average rated rider, so no adjustments are needed after installation. Although, if you like, you can adjust them to your weight and preference by turning the adjustment screws on the back. We'll also walk you through later in the video on how to do that. Let's go ahead and get started. Step 1, we're going to be removing this front upper fairing. It's going to be these 5 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have 2 plastic screws from up top, right under the handlebar, and 2 plastic screws in the wheel well. Go ahead and use your 5mm Allen tool. It's going to remove these 5 bolts. And take note that this rear bolt is the longest bolt. Here are the 2 plastic screws from up top. Go ahead and use your stubby Phillip to get them out. Okay, sometimes you might run into the situation where both the inner and outer part of the screw rotates at the same time, preventing you from removing out the center part. Let's go ahead and use another small screwdriver and lock the outer part from moving. Go ahead and turn the center part. And it should come right out. Now for the 2 screws inside the wheel well, should be one right here and one up here. So using your Phillips stubby, go ahead and pull those out. Right, the fairing is now ready to come off. It's still held into place by one fastener here. It's a clip-on fastener, two hook fasteners up here, and one clip fastener down here. So to remove that, you just want to pull on this rear section towards you, and then we're going to pull it sliding motion towards the rear to get these two off. Then the bottom one right here, lift up and slide backwards. And what you want to do is want to unhook the turn signal. Lift up on its little plastic tab, comes right off. Now we're going to be repeating steps 1 and 2 on the other side of the bike. Step 2, we're going to be removing this black upper inner plastic panel right here. It's held into place by one plastic screw here and one bolt up here. But first we're going to remove this wire loom. It's attached using these wire management clips. Go ahead and use your pliers, stick it under here, squeeze it, and it should come right out. Go ahead and use your 5mm Allen tool to get this bolt off. And your Phillips to get this screw off. Now all that's left to remove it is to unhook it from this bottom lower inner panel. It's locked into place right there. On the right side of the bike, it's only going to be one wire management clip. Step 3, we're going to be removing these side mirrors, these two bolts, using your 4mm Allen tool. Step 4, we're going to be removing the windscreen. It's held onto place by these 4 bolts right here. So using your 3mm Allen tool, let's go ahead and remove those. These have the double plastic washers on here, so be careful, don't lose them. Now to get the windscreen off of the front nose fairing, we're just going to lift up on these and pull it back, and that should come right off. Step 5, we're going to be removing the front nose fairing. It's going to be held on by 4 Phillips screws, 2 underneath the wheel well and 2 somewhat difficult to reach from underneath and behind the headlight. Okay, the screw from behind that you need to remove is basically under the headlight. You can see it's right here. It's pretty much under where this wire comes in for the low beam headlight. So you turn your handlebar all the way left. You can use a standard length Phillips screwdriver, should be able to reach it. There we go. Here's the screw on the left side of the bike, right here. Turn your handlebar all the way right. Should be able to access it from right underneath here. The last two screws to remove the nose fairing is going to be in the wheel well. One of them is right here, and the other one is on the other side, right here. This is your stubby Phillips. And get those off. Continue removing the nose fairing. We're going to lift up on the back section, clear these mounting studs for the mirrors, and then you're going to bring it forward and down. Step 6, we're going to be unplugging the high beam connector located on the left side of the headlight. It's this black 2-wire plug right here. In order to unplug it, you just lift up on this little clip right there and pull up on it. We're going to be doing the same thing on the right side of the headlight for the low beam connector. This black plug right here, 2 wires. Push down the clip, pull it up. Next, we're going to be removing the bank angle sensor. It's held in place by these 2 nuts. Go ahead and use your 8mm socket and remove those. I'm going to slide it forward, but it's still locked into place by this wire clip. We're going to get to that in the next step. Step number 8, we're going to be removing this wire harness for the bank angle sensor. It's held into place by this wire clip. And we're also going to be removing this wire harness for the dash. It's also held into place by a wire clip on this side. To remove them, we're going to have to loosen these 2 bolts holding on the headlight. Just loosen them, don't take them out all the way. You're going to carefully slide it forward a little bit. That'll give you access to the back of the wire clips. Just go ahead and just use your pliers and squeeze it to the back of the wire clip and pull it out. Then you can get your bank angle sensor and move it out of the way. Step number 9, we're going to continue removing the headlight completely off of the front of the motorcycle. So just go ahead and continue to remove these 2 bolts completely now. And before you pull it out, make sure these 2 metal collars stay in place. They might fall out. Now all you have to do is lift up on this wire harness that holds for the dash, get it out of the way, and you should be able to pull the headlight forward. Step 10, we're going to be transferring over these 4 metal collars. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's important to note that the 2 outer ones install from front to back, and the 2 center ones install from back to front. Step 11, we're going to mount the headlight back into the motorcycle in the same manner we removed it. Also, you want to be careful of the collars. You want to make sure they insert into this hole on the headlight stay. Step 12, we're going to remount the bank angle sensor. You want to make sure the orientation is facing up. You can see the word up with the arrow facing up. You're going to get the harness for the bank angle sensor and you're going to feed it through this wire channel right here on the top of the headlight. You're going to secure the wire using the wire clip back into this hole right here on the top of the headlight. You can do the same thing on this side of the bike. On the wire harness for the dash, use the wire clip secured into this hole and make sure this wire harness is fed through this channel right here. Step 13, moving on to the left side of the bike. We consider the left side of the bike as if you're sitting on the bike in normal riding position. Also, you can also consider left as the clutch side, and the right would be considered the brake lever side on the other side. So go ahead and grab that harness that came with the headlight. Locate the side marked L for left. Find the 4-pin off-white connector and plug it into the corresponding 4-pin off-white connector coming out on the left side of the headlight. Then you're going to mount this connector to the back of this headlight. There's a little holder right here where you can snap it in. Next, you're going to locate the output connector for the high beam, which we unplugged earlier. Plug it into the off-white connector on the harness. This connector has the blue and the black wire. In this next step, we're going to be installing our optional Intelliflash module. This module is sold separately. This will allow the LED light bars in the headlight to remain on as a DRL and also flash when you activate your signals. If you don't install this, the light bars will just turn on as a regular DRL and will not flash. So if you don't plan to install it, just leave the wiring the way it is. If you do plan to install it, go ahead and locate the red single wire JST connector. Go ahead and unplug that. Grab the module, locate the corresponding JST connector, plug male to female, female to male. You're going to be left with two connectors, one input, one output for turn signals. Go ahead and locate the input, plug it to the output of the turn signals on the left side of the bike. You're going to be left with one output turn signal connector. You're going to plug your left turn signal back in later on in the installation. Step 14, we're going to be routing the right side of the harness to the right side of the bike. So locate the letter R, that's the right side. Go ahead and let's route it along the channel, same as the bank ankle sensor wire. Actually, let's go ahead and put that under the bank ankle sensor wire in this channel underneath it. Put that over it. So we want to run this behind the sensor itself. Let's go ahead and put it under here. Then you can kind of wedge it behind. And then let's go ahead and put that under the main dash wire harness too. Feed that to the channel and then put the dash harness on top of it. Step 15, now moving on to the right side of the bike, or also the brake lever side. Go ahead and grab that harness that you routed over from the other side. Locate the 4-pin off-white connector. Plug it into the corresponding 4-pin off-white connector coming off the back of the right side of the headlight. Then you can go ahead and lock that in place into the connector holder on the back of the headlight. Here, snap. There we go. Now locate the low beam output from the bike, plug it into the low beam input of the harness. That's this off-white 2-pin connector, but on the back you see 3 wires coming in, red and white in one terminal and the black in the other terminal. At this point we can turn on the bike and perform a function test before buttoning everything up. Low beam good, high beam, left flash, right flash. You notice that the flash rate is normal even when the factory turn signals aren't hooked up. That's because this bike already been fitted with an aftermarket LED relay. Had it had the factory relay, it would be flashing very quickly. Now we're going to be installing the optional Intelliflash module on the right side. Basically the same procedure same as the left side. So go ahead and locate the single red wire JC connector, unplug it, grab the Intelliflash, locate the JST corresponding connector, connect it male to female and female to male. Grab the input turn signal connector, plug it into the output turn signal from the right side from the bike. Now you're left with one output. You're going to connect that back to the right signal on the factory turn signals. Step 16, you're going to use included cable tie and tidy up all the wires. Suggested to secure to the main wire harness right here. Make sure you leave the turn signal output enough slack so you can connect your turn signal on the fairing later. Step 17 and the final step, we're going to be reinstalling the nose fairing, windscreen, mirrors, black upper inner panels, and side fairings with turn signals in that order. now I'm going to walk you through how to adjust the beam levels up and down, left and right. I'm currently on the left side of the bike, which is the clutch side. There's a screw in the upper outer edge right here, this one. This controls the up and down movement. Turning it counterclockwise will make it go down. Turning it clockwise will make it go up. This is the same thing on the other side as well, which is the right side. So make sure you count the number of revolutions you turn the screw so you can turn it the exact same amount on the other side. For left and right movement, look down here on this inner bottom screw right here. This controls left and right. Counterclockwise goes left and clockwise goes right. But this is not the same on the other side, it's opposite. So if you're on the right side of the bike, turning it counterclockwise will make it go right, clockwise to go left. Alternatively, there's also a third adjustment screw located on the outer bottom edge of the headlight. This screw is what the internal components are pivoting on. We wouldn't recommend to adjust this one unless the other two screws are maxed out and you cannot go anymore. The only trick with this one is if you turn this one, you're going to also have to turn the corresponding one next to it. For example, if you want to go up and down, you need to turn this one and this one at the same time. Otherwise, the angle on the inside will be off.